I fell and lost to the war. Shot me dead, I was lost.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So if you guys follow me on Snapchat, you would have been seeing I was sent this incredible package from Maybelline containing samples of their Dream Satin Liquid and their matte foundations. And that is because they have come out with so many new shades. I think it's 11 new shades of the Dream Satin Liquid and 12 new shades of the Matte and Poreless foundation. And you guys know I love their foundations. So today I have teamed up with Maybelline to bring you a video on obviously my kind of go-to current drugstore foundation routine, but also some tips on how to colour match yourself as well, because I know that can be so difficult and so many of you guys ask me questions on it all the time, so I thought I would show you the tips that I take when I colour match myself. So this is part of the hashtag Never Settle campaign with Maybelline. So with all these new shades, you never have to settle for the wrong foundation again. Everything I've used, I've linked it down below, and I think there is a 2 for £10 on Maybelline at the moment at Superdrug, so definitely check them out. Maybelline are also having a competition as well, but I will explain more of that at the end of the video. But yeah, if you like the concept of this video and you like the look of this kind of no makeup look, all obviously using affordable Maybelline products, then please keep watching. So we're going to start off with a completely clean face. Obviously I've done my brows, but skin-wise completely clean, because I'm going to show you a couple of tips on how to colour match yourself to a foundation. So Maybelline were kind enough to send me little samples of all their new shades of the Dream Satin Liquid Foundation and the Matte and Poreless Foundation. As you can see, this literally contains almost every colour. So for me, when I like to colour match myself to a foundation, I pick at least 3 shades. One slightly lighter than I think I might be, one the one that I think I am going to be, and then one slightly darker. This is because foundations, or like some foundations, tend to oxidize, which means as they're exposed to the open air, they get slightly darker or maybe even slightly lighter. It depends on the formula of what they are. So testing 3 for me kind of guarantees I'm going to be able to find the perfect one. Also, when it comes to finding the color you want to match it to is about this color here. Now you're probably thinking like, what? Like, why wouldn't it obviously be the one on your face? But that is for like a number of reasons. Number one, everyone washes their face and exfoliates their face more than the rest of their body. So your face is actually meant to be just, or like appears to be slightly lighter than the rest of your body. Even if you don't fake tan like me, it's always just slightly lighter. Also, another reason is, like I just said, if you fake tan like me, if I was just to match it to the color of my actual skin, I'd have like a really pale face and a dark neck, and that would just look ridiculous, which is kind of why I always say in my videos as to why I sometimes wear an appearingly darker foundation than to what I am. It matches this color of my neck, which is how I want it to look. And also, you don't want to match it directly underneath your neck, because when you are face on, there is a shadow underneath, so this part of your neck is gonna appear darker than this part, so visibly you just want it to match the color of your neck. So I thought I'd give you a little overview of the foundations and their new shade. So this is the Dream Satin Liquid Foundation, and here it just tells you kind of like who it's best suited for, the coverage and the finish, and they've come out with 11 new shades to try, which is so exciting, ranging obviously from paler shades to darker shades, which is amazing. And then again, they came out with 12 new shades of the Fit Me Matte and Poreless foundation, which you guys know I'm obsessed with, and this one is kind of best for normal to oily skin. It's a medium to full coverage, and it has a natural matte finish. Recently I've been loving a much more dewier finish, so today I'm gonna like color match myself and use the Dream Satin Liquid Foundation. So from the colors here, I feel like I kind of fall into this category, and I'm gonna go with one that I think is slightly lighter, so I'm gonna go for Ivory. I'm going to go for Nude, which is the colour that I think I'm going to be, and then I'm going to take obviously one that's a lot darker, which is Caramel Beige, and I'm just going to compare them and colour match myself to them. So like I said, today I'm going to go with the Maybelline Dream Satin Liquid Foundation, just because I kind of have normal to dry skin. I've been loving a dewy look and a more medium coverage, and you guys have seen me use the Matte and Poreless foundation hundreds of times, and I'm still super obsessed with that foundation, don't get me wrong. So happy that they've come out with more shades, so much more of you can try it. But yeah, today I'm going to be using this one. So I picked the shade Ivory, which I think is going to be a little bit light for me. Nude, which I think might be the one that will be my kind of colour. And then I picked Caramel Beige just to double check and just make sure that it doesn't lighten up on my skin. So what I like to do is like about 3 swatches down here and drag it down a little bit onto my neck. So this one is in the shade Ivory, which is the one that I thought was going to be, be, 'Be, 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 ' And then this one is caramel beige. Now what I like to do is kind of wait around 15 seconds so the foundations have a chance to kind of fully oxidize, and then you'll get to see the real colour that they'll be on your skin. So I'm just going to go ahead and wait 15 seconds. So after we've given the foundations kind of time to oxidize and see their true colour, I feel like they all got a tiny bit darker, which is good, which is why you want to go for a slightly light one, and then obviously you can just rule out the one that you thought was going to be too dark anyway. So as I thought, the shade Nude I think matches me really well to like towards the bottom of my neck. Obviously this one is just slightly too light and that one's really dark. That's for me on my more tan days though, I feel. So now you can just wipe them away and you can get to applying your perfect shade. So I've just gone ahead and primed my skin before foundation. Obviously, priming your skin makes such a difference in terms of the longevity of your foundation. Again, that is another thing that you want to definitely read all the labels and the key qualities that it has. For example, if you've got oilier skin, you might want to go for the more matte foundation and then look for a primer that has oil control in it and stuff like that. Therefore, you're going to get the most out of each product. So I colour matched myself to the Maybelline Dream Satin Liquid Foundation, which is in the shade Nude, and this is, like I showed you earlier, this had more of like a dewier finish, so definitely love this one around this time of year, and also it has more of a medium coverage. Knowing the coverage of the foundation as well means you kind of know how much to disperse onto your face, because this one, it said it was medium. I'm only going to go for one pump on either side and then just see how it goes. In terms of applying it, I either love to use a sponge or kind of like a kabuki brush, so I'm just going to go ahead and pat that into my skin. So as you can see, this is slightly darker than my facial skin tone right now, but I feel like it matches really, really nicely. It's the colour of my neck and my tan, so that is the kind of end result that you want to go for. And I always feel like it's good to just start off with a minimal amount of foundation on the face, and then you can always add. It's so much easier to add more than it is to take away. Loads of you guys always tweet me about finding your colour and the tips to do that, so I really hope this video is handy, and especially since I rave about these foundations all the time, I always want you guys to be able to use them. So this is now my skin with that foundation on. As you can see, it matches really nicely to the colour of my neck, and it's a really, really gorgeous finish and coverage as well. If you have normal to dry skin like me, the Dream Satin Liquid is such a beautiful foundation, and I've only recently rediscovered my love for it, since I've always been using more matte foundations in like the colder months. But a little tip, once you've done like one layer, if there's certain areas of your face that you're more insecure of or you like a little bit more coverage, then I feel like you can go ahead and just apply a little bit more just to those areas. So for me, I'm just going to take a tiny bit more on my finger, and I always say it's just always around here. I just like to add a little bit more coverage. So that is the foundation done. I really hope my colour matching tips at the beginning made sense and were helpful. So my first tip was obviously to pick 3 shades, one being one that you think you're lighter than, one being the one that you think that you are, and one being one that's slightly darker. Second of all, you want to know where you're colour matching to. Like I said, you want to do it to kind of this colour of your neck. It might be the same colour as your face if you don't tan like me, but everyone, like I said, always has a slightly lighter face, so just bear that in mind. And also let it oxidize for at least 15 seconds just so you can see the true colour of the foundation and what it's going to be, so you're not going to have to go back and return it or anything, so you never have to settle for the wrong foundation again. Even though this is just a foundation routine, I am going to go ahead and finish off my face using my favourite Maybelline products. So I'd already done my eyebrows, but when I do my eyebrows first and my foundation second, my eyebrows can come off a little bit, so I am just going to go over them real quick using the Maybelline Brow Precise Brow Fiber Gel, and this one is in the shade Medium Brown. So I'm just going to go ahead and brush that through. This just kind of helps to thicken up the brows and just set them all in place. So if you have naturally thick brows, this is probably a really nice product just to quickly brush through, because it does obviously have a little bit of colour to them. Then for concealer, I'm going to use my favourite Adriwine concealer, and this is in the shade Light to give me a little bright under eye. I'm literally nearly at the bottom of this. But I just like to apply that in an upside down triangle, kind of just down the centre of my face. And then I'm just going to blend that in with a sponge. You can see the foundation and the concealer together give like such an amazing coverage. If you don't like a massive, if If you don't like a huge amount of coverage, definitely recommend this foundation, but maybe try their Lumi Touch Concealer. That one's a really nice one, just for a little bit of brightening underneath the eye if you don't want anything too drastic. So once that is all applied, you can go ahead and set it with powder, and then you can apply the rest of your face makeup. I feel like such a blank canvas right now. But to warm up my skin, I'm going to take the Maybelline Bricks bronzer in the shade 01 Blondes. I'm just going to start off with the bronzing side just to warm up my complexion. I feel like if you're quite fair, this is a really nice bronzer to use because it is really, really soft in colour. And it's formulated to really complement people with slightly lighter hair and fairer skin. So the colour isn't too drastic either. I do want a slightly more chiseled cheek. So I'm just going to use my Maybelline Master Sculpt and take this shade here. This one is the light to medium shade. And just place that underneath kind of where we put the bronzer, just for a slightly more defined cheekbone. For blusher, I'm going to dip back into the bronzing side and just take this part here. I'm pretty sure this is like a highlighter, but it has pinky shades in it too, so I thought this would be kind of like the perfect mix. I'm then going to take one of my favourite products. This is the Maybelline Strobe Stick in the shade Medium Nude. I love this. Just really quickly put it on my finger and then dab it on the tops of my cheekbones. So that is the skin finished. So now I'm just going to really quickly add a nude lip, and this is the Maybelline Matte Nude Lipstick in the shade 981. If you guys saw my snap, I swatched this and I love this colour. I'm just going to pat that into my lips. I'm just going to go ahead and apply mascara, and this is the Maybelline The Falsies Angel Push-Up Mascara. I think I'm just going to only apply it to the top because this is obviously like a skin focused video, and sometimes I like I think it makes more of an impact if you just have your top lashes with something on. So this is the finished look. As you can see, I feel like my foundation matches to my skin tone perfectly, which has been made so much easier since, like I've said, Maybelline have come out with 11 new shades of their Dream Satin Liquid and 12 new shades of their Matte and Poreless foundation. So just about everyone should be able to find their perfect shade. I feel like this is a super minimal, easy look to do. Super affordable as well, and what's amazing is that Superdrug have an offer on with Maybelline. 2 for £10 on Maybelline at the moment, which is amazing. And in celebration of this amazing new kind of colour range launch, and as part of their hashtag Never Settle campaign, they're giving you the chance to win a Maybelline goodie bag if you post your new foundation on Instagram with the hashtag Never Settle. Yeah, like I said, to win a Maybelline goodie bag, and you can read all the terms and conditions on maybelline.co.uk. So I really hope you guys enjoyed the concept of this video and learned something new. If you hadn't been able to find your shade before, now you can, so go and head into your local Superdrug to check them out. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Definitely make sure to give it a thumbs up if you did, and let me know in the comments down below if you want to see any other kind of tips videos. Yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.
Lost to the war.